Good evening. Good evening. So I wanted to come back and comment like on my what I shared earlier, my short. My sister's there. You said you needed to hear more about that, or you wanted to hear more. What I said earlier was about in my short how um, people play both sides. You know, when somebody is playing both sides, they are showing you one face when they are with you, or when they're talking to you, or when you come in contact with them, but they're not consistent with you. Their behavior can go hot and cold, and this can be for friends, this could be for any family. It's like when people are playing both sides, sometimes they'll treat you like if you connect with them, and they'll treat you kind. You'll talk, you'll feel genuine, like you'll feel a good connection with them, and the vibe will feel good. But then as time goes on, you may see them out with somebody else, and or somebody that doesn't really like you, or you or somebody that you don't really vibe too well with, and they'll act funny with you. They can't, they you can feel, you can discern and feel like they're treating you with a level. It's not the same vibe that you have with them one on one, right? And it's like they playing both sides. They're doing enough just to keep that line of communication open with you, but at the same time, they have a similar or another connection with that other individual, to where they may be having conversations about you, or things have already been said about you, and they're holding on to that. But because they know they're with you, they have one way, one face. They show you one face. They can't really kind of give that off that same kind of vibe that they know that they're showing you, because they're playing another face with this other individual as well. And that's where you get people, sometimes they call it two-face. You're so two-faced, and you show this person this face, and you show that person that face, and you show me this face this day, and then the next day you show me another place. And it could be from different angles. Like, and it can also be sometimes where somebody is playing both sides, like they're coming into agreement with you. They know you may be somebody who you just try to do your own, take care of your own affairs or whatever. And it can be people, they know they don't really have anything negative or bad to say about you, but they know they just don't like you. It could be a root of envy there, because they just have this root of enviness in them. We can't explain why sometimes people envy, because it could be for so many different things. It doesn't have to be material, financial status. It doesn't have to be physical status. It could just be, sometimes you can have intrinsic qualities. It could be the way other people love you. It could be your ability to bounce back from hard situations, nudge and keep you down. Some people can want to see you down, but you always keep going, picking yourself up, and you keep going. People can just envy your strength, your resilience, whatever it is. But sometimes people can be complimenting you, or seem like they on one accord with you, and you can have good open dialogue. And when they reach out to you, you can be there. But then let's say you have good open dialogue, and then you may say, oh, so and so pop on my mind, let me reach out to them. They don't answer your call, and you may say, okay, well, obviously they probably busy. You don't know what's going on in somebody's life. They may not be able to pick your call, so by the end of the day they don't get back with you. But that's not how you handle them. The next day they still ain't got back with you. 3 4 days, 5 days, a week gone by, they still ain't got back with you. So you reach back out, they don't get back with you. You text them, you can sometimes see where they open your text and read it, but they don't respond to say nothing to you. But that's not how you treat them, right? So then you, at this point, you're feeling this vibe. They're deliberately ignoring me. So you may ask them, hey, is something wrong? Can we talk about it? Oh, no, nothing's wrong. They don't give you no answer. They don't give you no clarity. It's nothing. Or they may say, oh, no, it's not you. It's nothing wrong with you or whatever. But they still treating you that way. But when they reach out to you, it's like nothing happened. The vibe is there. You're there. You're talking to them. They talking like everything's normal. And then boom, they go back to that cold energy, treating you cold again. You know, sometimes people can play both sides. Like sometimes they could be connected to people that don't like you. And it can also be in family dynamics. This can be in family dynamics where you can have family members who um one person, or you have a certain family member where they connect with you, you feel like you got a tight bond. But then they also are connected to other family members that don't really like you, and that don't have nothing but negative things to say about you. And so because they give their face or their ear over there to that side of those family members as well, sometimes they have to play you, show you a different side of their face, and they cannot be consistent with you. And sometimes you can even have family members, or older family members, which is a sad thing, who cause a lot of division. Sometimes it can be an older family member who don't like some folk in the family, and they'll turn their children and everybody against you. It could just be from so many different angles. But when people are playing both sides, when somebody is showing you one face, when it's just them and you, and then when they're with a group, or they befriend people that they know don't like you, or they know that they're in cahoots with family members that don't like you, even though they may know situations and circumstances and things that have gone on, and they knew it wasn't right, and they spoke to you about those things, and they'd be like, yeah, that wasn't right. And they sound so strong and giving righteous judgment. But then if they are at the same time giving their ear to those other family members and playing that side as well, and saying, oh, that's not right, but never bringing nobody together and getting everything out in the open, they'll play both sides. They'll play hot and cold, and whoever they favor, sometimes they can favor one over the other one, and they may not even really like you themselves as well, but they try to hide it. They try to mask their own personal envies, or sometimes people will keep a line of communication open with you, knowing they don't really like you, but that's just so they can have something to go back and feed about your life, about your business, and it's just like, it's why would you do such a miserable thing? So you got to understand, miserable things come from miserable places, because people who are genuinely happy and pure in spirit, they're not going to take time out of their day to be keeping in contact with you and monitoring you if they don't really vibe, or you know what I'm saying, because it's like, what do I get from this? You don't pour nothing into me, and so they're just going to keep going on about their business. But people who always try to play, who play both sides and play both people, or both groups of people, sometimes they'll be hot and cold with you. They can't be consistent with you. And what it'll do is, when you're trying to figure stuff out, because it's like, if you're a righteous person, if you got righteousness in you, you want to get to the bottom of stuff so everybody can be on one accord. Or if I did something wrong, tell me so I can apologize, or so I can know what my wrong is and change my behavior if there's something about me that I need to change. Because if I love you and you love me, then we should be, we shouldn't be making each other feel this way, or you shouldn't be making me feel this way, because I know I'm not doing nothing to you. But sometimes when people know that they're being two-faced as well, they'll be inconsistent, because also they don't want you to hold them accountable. So they'll never be available to have face-to-face genuine conversations, or they'll never be available. They'll let so much time go past, where they think you have forgotten about how they've been with you. And you may see them as you pull yourself away and say, you know what, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this lukewarm relationship. I don't deserve to deal with this hot cold behavior, because it's just not right. I'm a human being. I deserve reciprocation. If I give you my time, my mental energy, if I can listen to you, if I check on you and see how your day is going, if I give you feedback after listening to you about hearing what you're going through in your day, or how your day is going, and when it comes to me, you're giving me this cold energy. If I think about you, you come on my mind, and I call you, you ignore my calls, you read my messages, you put me on the back burner as just as if I'm just a nobody. I don't deserve that. I am important, and you are. You are important. And so you have to treat yourself how you deserve to be treated. And when you start treating yourself how you deserve to be treated, you'll put up with less of other people crap. And then that's when a lot of the name calling and stuff are going again. A lot of these secret conversations behind your back will continue to go on. But what can you do about that? We cannot control how people continue to gossip and think. That's just them doing that bitter, miserable stuff. And sometimes you can even have older family members who will put word curses out on younger family members, or who are self-righteous, and they'll talk about everybody else's children in the family, but they won't talk about their children. They don't want nobody talking about their kids, but they'll say all kind of negative, evil word curses against other people's children. And that's not right. When you have the older generation, the Bible says the older shall teach the younger. So older generation, they should be praying for a lot of us in the younger generation. They should be praying for us, speaking blessings and life and positivity over us. But sometimes they'll be, you'll have older people, which is sad. It's not always the occasion like that, but in some situations you do have older people who are envious and jealous of the younger people in their family, and they can't promote you, or can't tell you that they're proud of you, or say anything to build up your spirit, because they don't like you, or they may be jealous of you, or they don't, they're envious of you. And it's a very, very sad thing, because what did you do when you're born into a certain family? You don't do anything. You didn't ask to be born, so you should receive a lot of love and a lot of nurturing. But unfortunately, that's not the case in a lot of different situations, and many of you have even shared some of those unfortunate situations. But you can't dwell on those things, because it'll keep pulling your confidence down. When we see that people are playing both sides, or you have somebody who's trying to put, who's trying to divide and put cause a lot of division, or somebody who is, because they don't like you, they know that they're talking to people, or they're in agreement with other people who don't like you, but they're keeping it away from you, or they feel some type of way about you, but they're hiding their true feelings, and they're discussing you in private, but when they come in front of you, they're showing a different face. That's a two-faced individual. That's a double snake spirit individual. They showing you one side of their face, but behind your back, they show the other people that talk about you. They're all in agreement with these secret conversations about you. They're playing both sides. They're listening to other people who don't like you as well, gathering from them, and that makes them feel good, because if they don't like you, that gives them something to stand on. And sometimes people stay close enough to you and wait for the right time to try to dig in your spirit and throw a dagger in your spirit. And so you don't deserve that. We don't deserve lukewarm relationships, friendships, family ships, anything. From it can be any angle. Even sometimes I've even listened to one individual whose spouse grew very envious and jealous of them. And it's so sad, because that's somebody that you lay with, that's somebody that you have a soul tie with, and so when they become jealous, and one individual said her spouse, he even started competing against her. And that is another very sad thing to deal with, to deal with somebody who's supposed to be your backbone, your support. You're supposed to build each other up and encourage each other, and you're now competing. Competition. There is no competition in a team, you know and so it's just so many different angles you could deal with people who are they just play both sides, and it's lukewarm behavior. They can never be real hot with you, because they deep down inside, they don't really like you. They may have love for you, but there's things that when somebody really love you, it's like a love-hate relationship. A love-hate relationship can also be hot and cold. They can't be really, really hot with you, because really hate is not supposed to be present in love. So some people could love you today, and then tomorrow they start feeling they battling that envy again. And envy is drying up the love on the inside of them, and it makes you feel some type of way. And so when you're trying to accomplish something in this earth, you don't need nobody who is connected to you to be hot with you this day and then cold with you the next day, hot with you the next day and then cold with you the next day, hot with you one week and then cold with you another week, because you got so much you need to focus on. You need people who are going to pour into your spirit, who are going to genuinely check on you and want to know about your day, and you know about their day, and you give feedback. You check on each other, love, listen to one another. When somebody, another thing too, sometimes people tell you they love you, but they don't listen to you. They'll call you and ask you how your day going, and you say, oh, my day is going. Before you even get it out, they already start talking over you. They're already telling you about what's going on with them, and you be like, well, I thought you called and you asked me how my day go. Oh, okay, well, go ahead and say it. They rushing you to talk to you. It's like when you do start talking, you got to rush to get out your thoughts, and then they're so eager to say something after that. They don't listen. When you love somebody, you listen to them. When you love somebody and you care about their well-being, you don't come around people and then you constantly just want to pull from them. You constantly just want to always tell them about what's going on with you. You never ask, how was your day? What did you eat today? You got any plans today? You never call, do you need me to help you with anything? Or, can I make your load lighter? I know if I care about you, I want to know how your day going sometime. I want to know how you're feeling, what you're doing for the day. Got any plans for the weekend? Getting out, doing anything? And every now and then I want to link up. We can link up because I want to see your fellowship. That's love, community coming together, but so that's just me adding on more to what I've said. Sometimes people cannot um be straight up with you. They are hot and cold with you because they are playing both sides. They got a face for you and they got a face over here, either for the people that don't like you. Sometimes it could be for the family members that don't like you. They'll come into agreement with you over here, but then they'll also are entertaining, unbeknownst to you, other family members or people that they know don't really care about you, and they're keeping it a secret from you, and they're discussing you. Sometimes they could be saying the most nastiest, cruel thing about you behind your back, about your character, and you cannot know any of it. And then sometimes when people get mad at you, they'll start letting stuff come out. They'll start saying, oh, well, just like so and so said this, and you'll be like, well, dad, I don't bother nobody. I'm doing this. I got this going on. They never talk about your accomplishments. They can never praise you. They always wait for something negative to say about you. And clearly, if you're ignoring them, or if you just keep growing and keep elevating, sometimes when you are a black sheep, or sometimes when you are somebody who is hated, God will bless you. because they hate you so much. Remember, I did the story when we went over how God God saw how Leah was hated. Remember, Laban, he wanted Rachel. Jacob, he wanted Rachel, but Laban, her father, was so crooked and greedy for money that he looked out for himself. He was selfish, so he figured, oh, this guy is blessed. I can get him to work for me longer if I give him Leah instead of Rachel. He didn't care about his own daughters. He didn't even care about his children. This is what people do. People who are very selfish and self-absorbed, they don't care about you. And sometimes it could be a parent. They don't even care about their own children. They're just self-absorbed. They're focused on I. What benefits me. And in this case, we saw how Laban, he only cared about what benefited himself and what could bring him more prosperity and increase. And by having Jacob there, because Jacob was a blessed man, he was going to be blessed. And don't you know, there are some people that know that many of you are blessed. They don't want to treat you right, but they want you connected to them. People, when you pull away your support, they feel that. But sometimes people pride, they won't come after you. They'll rather lose a good person, a good friend. They'll lose you because of their own selfish pride, and they'll try to look for you in somebody else. They'll look for somebody else to try to do what you did. And then sometimes when they can't find you in nobody else, you might get a text, hey girl, I ain't want nothing, or hey, I just, God put you in my spirit. Really? God put you in my spirit 2 years after I cut you off? God put me in your spirit all these months later, when I was the one. Sometimes when you pull yourself away from people, you'll see, if you're a very loving person, empathetic person, giving person, caring person, sometimes when you pull yourself away, when we pull ourselves away from people, you'll see you really was the glue that was holding on. Nobody was holding on to you. You was holding everything together. And sometimes when you just say, you know what, I'm going to pull back, I'm going to fall back. I don't feel like I'm appreciated. I don't feel like they respect me. I feel like they've been taking subliminal shots and digs and jabs at me, at my confidence, trying to break my confidence, trying to break me down. Let me just fall back. When you fall back, sometimes you'll see they don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about, because you'll see you won't get a call, you won't get a text, you won't get, a nothing. So it's like, wow, I was the one holding us together. And if you were somebody who was supporting somebody, helping them in some type of way, they're gonna try to find you in somebody else. But when they can't find you in nobody else, then they may come knocking, calling, acting like, or trying to, or sometimes people will come bearing you a gift, give you a gift. That's to get you drunk, to get you to forget about everything and just, oh wow, this is so nice, thinking you forget. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just the things that people do. Laban, he was selfish. He gave Jacob Leah, and then by the time Jacob went in and had sex with Leah that night and woke up, he see that was Leah and not Rachel. He went to confront her father. And he was like, oh, it's not that good that we give the older before the younger before the older. So work for me another 7 years. Jacob loved Rachel so much that that's what he did. He put in that work. And that goes to show you, when a man really wants you and love you, what will he do? He'll put in that work. He'll put in that effort. And so Jacob really wanted Rachel so much, he put in that effort for her and he worked for her. And then Leah, when he got Rachel, so now Leah is feeling like, wow, she getting my man, but really, baby, he never even wanted you, and the foundation was faulty because your father set you up to be rejected. So she felt hated, and it hurt her, and then that caused a lot of division between her and her sister, a lot of strife. And so she prayed when she went to God. God saw how much, like Jacob, he was just there, like he tried to manage her, tolerate her. That's another thing. People don't, sometimes they don't love you, they tolerate you. He tolerated her because she was put on him as a burden, because that's not what he wanted. It was not his fault, but it goes to show you he still managed her and tolerated her. But she felt that rejection. She knew his heart was not with her. So obviously he was going on to be with Rachel, and and not even with her at times. She was alone. And so God saw how she was hated, and he blessed her womb. And I did a video about that. When you're hated, God will bless you. So oftentimes, many of you who are, people ignore you, or people reject you, or they got two-faced with you, or you can feel their disingenuous energy. They go hot and cold with you. 1 minute they talk about you behind your back. Oh Lord, yes. They be having some of the most vile conversations, speaking word curses against you. God sees all of that. And what he will do is, they talk about you in secret. They plot against you in secret. They try to make you feel isolated, alone, and rejected in secret. But God blesses you in front of them. You may not even be able to see how much you bless, but you are blessed children. You will keep prospering, and they will see you keep elevating. The more they talk about you, they keep hating on you. Every time things come out, oh, so and so accomplished this, but they'll try to ignore it. Sometimes they'll see all of your accomplishment, they'll see the things you're doing, and even sometimes even family. Sometimes people will try to divide. The older will sometimes try to divide the younger or the children. They don't want nobody coming asking you for no type of advice because they feel some type of way about you. They try to turn family members against each other because they don't want nobody. They want to make you feel like you're not seen. They want to deliberately try to ignore you. But see what God will do when they deliberately try to ignore you, he'll start making your name great. He'll start building you up and putting your name on national platforms. He'll start making you go public, making you go viral, making you go worldwide. And they have no choice but to see you. You ain't doing it for yourself, but God will do that. See, God has showed them and humbled them, just like he had to humble Joseph's brothers. And see, your name start being great. When they tried to bury your name, God will start making your name great. You'll have strangers come out and show you love and support you, where those sometimes people who connected you have disrespected you and dishonored you, you know. And sometimes your compliments and stuff, they'll try to hide and act like they don't see it, but they really see it. Or sometimes they'll try to go and compare somebody else with you, or they'll see you accomplish something, but they'll try to bring up somebody's name who ain't doing as good as you, or just give them praise in front of you and talk about the great things in front of you. All of that is just to cut your spirit down. It tries, and when you know what they're doing, once you know what they're doing, it don't really affect you, because you be like, wow, you just keep it on the inside of you, and you be like, okay, I ain't coming around you too much, but I see that on you. You see what I'm saying? It takes nothing for us to praise. And me, when I see folk coming, young folk, I always want to encourage. If I can't tell you nothing to help you, I'm never going to deliberately try to tell you something to harm you. I always try to encourage, especially my young people. Young people need encouragement, and even older people too. It don't even, age ain't really nothing but a number. Let me just stop using the age. We need encouragement. The soul longs for love. It yearns for love. Those of us who are in Christ, we were created in love. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Paul even said, I can prophesy, I can preach, I can speak, I can, do all of this stuff. But if I don't have love, I have nothing. The Bible even tells us love is the greatest gift of all. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. And like I always tell y'all, people ain't a lot of people didn't agree with me. I say, you want to know if somebody got God in them? Test love. Where there is no love, there is no God. You should not be making friends with nobody like that. You should not be joining teams with nobody like that. You should not be coming into agreement with nobody with no love in their heart. If there is no love, there is no God. Right? And so anyway, that's just my little 2 cents. So I hope that was a bit more, I don't know, clear, clearer, or just add it to more. You guys can add your comments and stuff like that as well. Add your perspective as well. But that was just me elaborating on it. Sometimes people, when they go hot and cold with you, they can't be straight up with you because they're playing both sides, you know? And it's a them problem. It's not a us problem. You have to disconnect from people like that, because we don't deserve lukewarm energy. When you're trying to accomplish something that you never accomplished, when you're trying to achieve things in a family that's never been accomplished before, you need focus. You need people rooting you and cheering you and praising you. And when you don't have that, you be your own cheerleader. When you don't have friends that's loyal and that's honest, connected to you, you be your own best friend. Spend time with God. And I can tell you, God is the majority, right? You don't need people pulling you back down, wishing all kind of negative, hiding that secret envy. And you can't make people take that stuff out their heart. Once this enum is there, unless people decide to change on their own. You'll know when they change, because they'll make you feel better. You'll feel the love. You won't feel that lukewarm type of energy, right? And so all it is nothing wrong with protecting your spirit, moving around that. You don't come around, you cut them off, you block your number. Yeah, we can't be friends no more. Why? Because I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that lukewarm energy into my life. If I'm trying to stay focused on something, I don't deserve you in my life. Now you in my life, pulling my mind off of what I'm doing sometimes, making me second guess myself, because you never supporting me. You never, affirming me in any type of way. Everything I talk about, you always, oh, you shouldn't have done this. Oh, you shouldn't do it this way. Oh, you shouldn't. Always trying to second guess what I'm doing, when I'm the one who's doing well, leading, and you have what to show for. Not to look down on nobody, but a lot of times people who try to doubt you or come against you or make you second guess yourself, look at what they're doing. If they're doing better than you, then shut up and learn from them. But if they're not, and they're not really accomplished nothing, but they just got so much to say, then you need to move away from people like that, because that's negative energy. That's a low vibrating behavior, and so you don't need people always connecting to you, building your joy up, making you feel joyful today, and then tomorrow cutting your spirit out, making you feel like, what is going on? What happened? If I said something wrong, tell me. Let's talk. Always putting you in that state. If do I need to apologize to something, but never give you a direct conversation? Cut people like that off. It's okay to protect your spirit. I'm not mad at you. I love everybody. Ain't nobody in this world I hate, but I cannot allow what you carried on the inside of you. It don't lift me up. You make me feel good today. We talk good today, and then tomorrow you done flip the script on me. Next week, I don't know if you're gonna be loyal. If I really needed somebody, to be there, I can't count on you, but you can count on me. That's a one-sided relationship. Cut it off. You don't deserve that. you know it's not too much. You're not asking too much just to have reciprocation. you know and so that's just my little 2 cents. They can't be straight up with you. They can't be a straight shooter when they're being two-faced. They can't be hot with you when they playing both sides, when they talking to other people that don't like you, and they doing it in secret and not telling you, and not ever giving you any type of feedback to help build you up. And conversations is going on about you in secret. Why stay connected to people like that? You don't deserve it. It's lukewarm behavior. And when you love yourself, you stop tolerating these type of things. It's sad sometimes, because sometimes you have to cut people off that you love, but you got to choose yourself first. All of that stuff pull on your heartstring. All of that stuff causes stress in your life. Stress kills people prematurely. It kills people prematurely. I got people that I love that have died, young people, died prematurely, carrying so much stress, being caught up in so much negativity that kept them isolated from people that loved them and could have supported them and encouraged them. But they had negative, double-minded, two-faced people in their ear, feeding them with negativity and lies just to keep them isolated and divided. Sometimes it's your greatest enemy. Sometimes people be the one closest up under your nose sometimes. Sometimes people want to keep you isolated so you can't connect to nobody who means you well, because they want to keep you under them so they can use you for whatever they want to use you for. Or they want to just keep you in their corner all to themselves and keep you blocked off from other people that could really show you love and support you. Have your own mind. Think for yourself. And when you think for yourself, you're going to have a lot of people that don't like that too, that they can't make up your mind for you. They can't choose for you. Oh, well, people just stay mad. Let them stay mad. Choose happiness. Be happy. Do what makes you happy. Anyway, let me get off here. I'm about to enjoy my evening. Y'all have a blessed Friday night. Happy Sabbath. I love you. God bless you. If nobody told you they love you today, then you already know your little country bunking sister loves you. There's only one of you in this whole wide world. Choose yourself. Put yourself first. When genuine people come in your life, whose spirit is right, who can pour into you, love them. Don't let all your guards down at first, but give them an opportunity. When they reciprocate what you reciprocate, you cherish them folk. You respect them folk. You honor them folk. And you're still going to have problems. You ain't going to agree on everything. But don't never try to pull them folk down and hurt their image. You got a problem, go to them directly. And if they righteous and they is anointed to be in your life, then they're going to have understanding. They're going to listen to you. When they do stuff to offend you or hurt you, when they really love you, they're going to change. You're going to make them better, because you're going to point out things. They're going to make you better. They're going to point out things that you need to correct. They ain't gonna always be in agreement with you, but they ain't going to try to break you down neither. They're not going to try to kill and assassinate your character and your name neither. They want to see you grow, and they're going to support you. You're going to know it because they're going to show it through their action. But you can't be a selfish and a self-absorbed person, always receiving and having that support, and then you giving a bare minimum. Because when people start seeing that, people deserve to be loved. People deserve to be cherished. People deserve to be honored and recognized. And when you somebody who got all of somebody supporting you, and then you give them the cold shoulder, you making them feel like their efforts is just minimum, or you making them try to compete, because some people do that too. They'll try to make you compete, have friends, and they know people enjoy their company. They'll try to make people start competing against each other for their friendship. Cut that. Don't compete with nobody. People can't recognize you for you and your qualities, because there's only one of you in this whole world, right? People could try to imitate you, but there's only one of you in this whole world. When people try to make you compete and stuff like that, you don't deserve that neither. If they can't recognize you and honor you and see your goodness, then they don't deserve you. And you got to know your value. You are valuable. Money can't even buy you. That's why I tell you, I can't be bought. You can't be bought, baby. You're more valuable. If I choose you, if I want to be your friend, it's because I like you. Be that person. Don't be fake. Don't be fraudulent. Appreciate me and value me. Because when you don't, I'm going to have to cut you off because I love myself. I refuse to allow you to devalue me. I refuse for you to walk all over me. I refuse to jump through all of your hoops. I refuse to treat you like you are an idol. You are a human being. You are my brother. You are my sister. I love you, right? I'm not your idol. I don't put myself above you or beneath you. I'm walking life out with you, right? If you don't value me, I got to go. God bless you, right? And so that's all. Have a blessed day, y'all. I love you.